Emma had always dreamed of speaking English fluently. Every time she watched a movie, listened to a podcast, or met someone from another country, she wished she could express herself confidently. She knew many English words and understood basic grammar, but when it was time to speak, she became nervous. Her mind suddenly went blank, and she could not remember the sentences she had practiced. One morning, Emma decided that things had to change. Instead of searching for shortcuts, she promised herself that she would practice speaking English every single day. She understood that fluency was not a gift, it was a skill built through consistent practice. She created a simple daily routine. Every morning, she spent 15 minutes reading an English article aloud. She focused on clear pronunciation instead of speaking quickly. At first, she made many mistakes, but she refused to stop. She reminded herself that every fluent speaker had once been a beginner. Later that day, Emma met her friend David at a local cafe. "Good morning, Emma," David said with a smile. "Good morning. I've decided to improve my English speaking skills," Emma replied. "That's wonderful. What's your plan?" "I'm going to practice every day, even if I make mistakes," David nodded. "That's the best way to learn. Don't be afraid of mistakes. They are your teachers." Emma smiled. "I hope one day I can speak naturally." "You will," David answered. "The secret isn't talent, the secret is consistency." Those words stayed in Emma's mind. That evening, she opened her notebook and wrote 3 important rules. First, speak English every day. Second, don't translate every sentence from your native language. Third, learn complete phrases instead of single words. The next morning, Emma practiced describing everything around her in English. "The sun is shining. My coffee smells delicious. I am walking to work." These simple sentences helped her think directly in English instead of translating. A few days later, Emma joined an online English conversation group. At first, she felt nervous because everyone seemed more confident than she was. But when it was her turn to speak, she took a deep breath. "Hello everyone, my name is Emma. I'm learning English because I want to travel and communicate with people from different countries." The group welcomed her warmly. One member said, "Your English is already good. Just keep speaking." Another added, "Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on communicating." Emma realized something important that day. Most people weren't judging her grammar. They simply wanted to understand her message. From that moment, her confidence slowly grew. Every evening, she listened to short English podcasts. She repeated every sentence after the speaker, copying the pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. This method, called shadowing, helped her sound more natural. Weeks passed. Emma noticed that she no longer paused after every sentence. She could answer simple questions without translating in her head. One afternoon, a tourist asked her for directions. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the city museum?" Emma smiled confidently. "Certainly. Walk straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. You'll see the museum next to the library." "Thank you very much." "You're welcome. Have a great day." As the tourist walked away, Emma realized something amazing. She had just completed an entire conversation in English without fear. She understood that fluency wasn't about knowing every word in the dictionary. It was about communicating clearly, confidently, and naturally. That evening, she wrote another sentence in her notebook. "Progress is better than perfection." Those 5 words became her daily motivation. Emma continued practicing every day because she finally understood that small improvements, repeated consistently, eventually create extraordinary results. Every conversation made her stronger. Every mistake taught her something new. Every day brought her one step closer to becoming a fluent English speaker.
A month passed, and Emma noticed something surprising. English no longer felt like a difficult school subject. Instead, it had become a natural part of her daily life. She listened to English while cooking breakfast, watched short interviews during lunch, and spent 20 minutes speaking aloud before going to bed. One Saturday morning, David called her. "Good morning, Emma. Are you free today?" "Yes, I am." "Great. Our English club is meeting at the city library. Would you like to join us?" Emma hesitated for a moment. "I'm still a little nervous." David laughed kindly. "That's exactly why you should come. Fluency grows through practice, not by waiting until you feel ready." Emma smiled. "You're right. I'll be there." An hour later, Emma arrived at the library. Around 10 people were sitting in a circle. Some were beginners, while others spoke English confidently. The club leader welcomed everyone. "Today's topic is dreams and goals. Remember, don't worry about grammar. Just express your ideas." Emma listened carefully as each person shared a story. Some made mistakes, but nobody laughed. Instead, everyone encouraged one another. When it was Emma's turn, she stood up. "My name is Emma. My biggest dream is to speak English fluently so I can travel around the world and meet people from different cultures. A few months ago, I was afraid to speak even one sentence. Now I know that making mistakes is part of learning." Everyone clapped. One member said, "That was a wonderful speech." Another smiled. "Your confidence has improved a lot." Emma felt proud. She realized that confidence comes from action, not perfection. After the meeting, an older member named Sarah approached her. "I've been learning languages for many years," Sarah said. "Can I give you one piece of advice?" "Of course." "Don't memorize isolated words. Learn complete expressions." Emma looked curious. "What do you mean?" Sarah explained. "For example, don't only learn the word decision, learn the phrase make a decision. Don't just learn mistake, learn make a mistake. This helps your brain speak naturally." Emma quickly wrote the examples in her notebook. That evening, she changed the way she studied. Instead of writing decision, mistake, advice, opportunity, she wrote make a decision, make a mistake, give advice, have an opportunity. She repeated each phrase aloud until it sounded natural. The next week, Emma also started keeping an English diary. Every night, she wrote about her day. "Today, I woke up early. I finished my work before lunch. I watched an English video. I learned 5 new expressions. I spoke English for 20 minutes." Although the sentences were simple, they helped her think directly in English. One afternoon, Emma received an email from an international company inviting applicants to a virtual interview. She became nervous. What if I can't answer their questions? David encouraged her. "You've prepared for this. Let's practice together." For several days, they practiced common interview questions. "Tell me about yourself." "My name is Emma. I enjoy learning new skills, solving problems, and communicating with people from different backgrounds." "Why do you want this job?" "I want to grow professionally while improving my communication skills in an international environment." Each day, Emma spoke a little more smoothly. Finally, the interview day arrived. She took a deep breath before joining the online meeting. The interviewer smiled. "Good morning, Emma." "Good morning. Thank you for inviting me." Throughout the interview, Emma made a few small grammar mistakes, but she remained calm. She focused on communicating her ideas clearly instead of trying to sound perfect. At the end, the interviewer said, "You communicate confidently. Thank you for your time." After the interview, Emma felt relieved. Regardless of the result, she had achieved something important. She had spoken English confidently in a real-life situation. A few days later, she received another email. "Congratulations! We are pleased to offer you the position." Emma couldn't believe it. She called David immediately. "I got the job!" "I knew you would." "This isn't just because of my English." "No," David replied, "it's because you never gave up." Emma smiled. She understood that fluency is not a destination reached overnight. It is the result of small daily habits, courage, patience, and continuous practice. From that day forward, she made a promise to herself: I will keep learning, keep speaking, and keep improving every single day. Her journey proved an important lesson. You do not become fluent because you know every grammar rule. You become fluent because you practice consistently, communicate confidently, and never let fear stop you from speaking. And that is how ordinary learners become extraordinary English speakers.